Kamala Harris is out of the 2020 race for the White House. We'll show you how this affects other candidates.
The LA City Council elected the first female Latina president. We talked to her to find out what this means.
Plus, NBC's firing of Gabrielle Union is stirring up controversy. We talked to an expert in workplace culture.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
So, to you, my supporters, my dear supporters, it is with deep regret, but also with deep gratitude, that I am suspending our campaign today.
Kamala Harris says it's one of the hardest decisions of her life. Good evening, I'm Jamia Pugh.
And I'm Robby Aronson. That's right, the California senator ran out of money and dropped her bid to become the first black female president of the United States.
My campaign for president simply does not have the financial resources to continue, and the financial resources we need to continue. I'm not a billionaire. I can't fund my own campaign. And as the campaign has gone on, it has become harder and harder to raise the money we need to compete.
Her campaign started off with a bang nearly a year ago. On that day, about 20,000 supporters came to her opening rally in Oakland. We asked students for their reaction to the surprising news that the U.S. Senator from California is dropping out of the race for president.
Honestly, I think it was a good move for her. There are a lot of people in the campaign right now who are trying to stay for longevity, for notoriety.
But I'm not happy or sad she dropped out. I was never really supporting her for president just because of her background in criminal justice and the way that she acted as the Attorney General.
She was, she was good in the debates and all that, but never thought she had a real chance. And I think everyone kind of knew that. I'm Team Yang Gang. Yang Gang, baby, let's go.
There are still more than a dozen Democrats left in the race for president. The 5 candidates leading the field, according to Real Clear Politics, are Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and Mike Bloomberg. Late this afternoon, in a party-line vote, Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee voted to approve the impeachment report and send it to the House Judiciary Committee.
It is, I think, deeply concerning that at a time when the President of the United States was using the power of his office to dig up dirt on a political rival, that there may be evidence that there were members of Congress complicit in that activity.
The 300-page report says President Trump abused his power by pressuring Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden. The report also says the president obstructed justice by refusing to cooperate with the impeachment inquiry. President Trump retweeted Republican House Representative Jim Jordan's tweet in support of the president. Jordan argues that both President Trump and Ukraine officials should not be indicted for their interactions because there's not enough evidence to link the two entities. He says Ukraine was not intentionally interfering in the American election process. The report will be sent to the House Judiciary Committee. Members could begin writing articles of impeachment in the next few days. If the House of Representatives votes to impeach the president, he will go on trial in front of the Senate.
The former White House official who spent only 11 days on the job is at USC tonight promoting his book about President Trump. Anthony Scaramucci will be speaking with USC's Bob Shrum at Mudd Hall. Annenberg Media's Chace Beech is there now. Chace.
Thanks, Jamia. I'm here live at Mudd Hall, where students and faculty are waiting to hear from Anthony Scaramucci. Earlier, I spoke with Bob Shrum, who's going to be facilitating the conversation, about why it was so important to him to bring Anthony Scaramucci to campus. Why did you feel that Anthony Scaramucci was an important person to invite to campus and add to the conversation here at USC?
Well, he's been here before when he was a strong supporter of President Trump. A lot of people came to hear him. He made an interesting case. It wasn't one I agreed with, but I think alternative voices ought to be heard. Now he's on the other side of that divide. He's become a critic of the president's. He gets a lot of attention, and I think has a lot to say about it.
So Scaramucci is actually running a little bit late. If you would still like to make it down in time for the conversation, you do have a little bit of time to come down here and hear from Scaramucci for what will be a lively conversation. For Annenberg Media, live at Mudd Hall, I'm Chace Beech. Back to you.
Thank you, Chace. Today, the first Latina was elected president of the Los Angeles City Council. Nuri Martinez is also only the second woman to hold this position.
The issues of the city are very complicated and they take very long to solve. And my district expects me to show up every day and fight for them.
Martinez was elected unanimously. Her supporters say she has been a leader for both women and minorities.
She'll represent us very well. She represents across the board in terms of gender and ethnicity, and so she's a great choice.
Martinez says she will focus on fighting for women's rights and creating policies that support all families during her 2-year term.
The family of a young man killed by LAPD officers is seeking justice. Annenberg Media's Abhinanda Bhattacharya talked to his parents and organizers of Black Lives Matter.
I do believe in my heart that justice will be served in my son's case.
The mother and father of Krishario Mack were joined by members of Black Lives Matter in downtown LA today, demanding justice for their son. 30-year-old Mack was shot and killed by 2 LAPD officers in April of last year at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza Mall. He left behind 2 young daughters.
They miss their dad. They're going to always miss their dad. We miss our son. It's just, it's a part. No parent should have to bury their child, ever.
The Los Angeles Police Commission ruled that officers Ryan Lee and Martin Robles followed policies when they fired the initial shots at Mack, but that the final round fired once he was on the ground violated protocol. Today, Mack's family and the organizers here are demanding that the officers be terminated. The LAPD said that Mack was waving a knife when the officers arrived on the scene. Officers said he seemed to be either under the influence or going through a mental health crisis. That's why Black Lives Matter is pushing for the city to invest in more mental health resources.
Krishario Mack was in the midst of a mental health episode when they killed him, and had the response been a team of mental health providers, Krishario would still be with us.
Mack's mother said this wasn't the first time her son was having a breakdown.
He knew that he needed to go somewhere and get help. He would call for help. He would place himself somewhere to get the help. And that's what he did on the day that he died. He called himself calling for help.
Mack's family says it will keep fighting until the 2 officers are arrested. For Annenberg Media, I'm Abhinanda Bhattacharya.
Actress Gabrielle Union was fired as a judge from NBC's America's Got Talent. According to Entertainment Media, she allegedly lost her job because she spoke out about the toxic workplace culture.
I'm a new judge this season, and tonight I'm going to give you something special.
Union has not publicly commented on the issue, but her husband, pro basketball player Dwayne Wade, took to Twitter to show his support. He questions why she was fired and says, quote, "She is an advocate for our community and culture. I am even more proud of her for standing up for what she stands for, and that's us." NBC released a statement in response to the report saying, quote, "We remain committed to ensuring a respectful workplace for all employees and take very seriously any questions about workplace culture. We are working with Ms. Union through her representatives to hear more about her concerns." We also spoke with a USC professor who focuses on workplace culture.
If you are underrepresented, there will be moments where you will see these types of things because we still have a ways to go. I would want to at least empower those who are entering these spaces to recognize your own power as an individual.
Scheduled to meet with NBC executives sometime this week.
Coming up after the break, the FBI warns that smart TVs may be spying on you.
And hashtag delete Facebook is trending on Twitter after outrage over its policy on political ads.
And today is Giving Tuesday, the worldwide holiday dedicated to giving back. See how one USC organization is getting involved.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Pa?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Facebook has come under fire after Twitter announced it would not allow the posting of any political ads. Facebook reps say that goes against freedom of speech. Media and business professor Gabriel Kahn weighed in on Facebook's decision.
This is not free speech. This is an algorithm that no one really understands, that distributes misinformation far and wide, that they are unwilling to take responsibility for the impact of their product and the way that it impacts society.
Facebook updated its policy to prohibit debunked claims, but USC students aren't certain it will make a difference in the long term.
Especially because the people that are using Facebook right now are a little bit older, so I don't think it's going to be a huge deal for Facebook. I don't think they're going to lose money or subscribers.
I think if they ban political ads with fake news, that Facebook will go back to a place of being more for just sharing pictures and memories and connecting with your friends and family.
In a statement, a Facebook representative said, quote, "We remain committed to not censoring political speech and will continue exploring additional steps we can take to bring increased transparency to political ads." Many people are taking advantage of holiday deals to buy smart TVs, but the FBI warns there may be more to these devices than advertised. Reporter Waylon Cunningham shows us what you really need to know.
Don't let your new smart TV spy on you. That's the advice the FBI's Oregon field office released in a statement over the weekend. These so-called smart TVs are called that because they connect to the internet. They're plugged directly into streaming services and apps like Netflix and Hulu. Newer ones, like many here at this Best Buy in Culver City, have built-in cameras and microphones so they can recognize different viewers or take audio commands like Siri. But the FBI's warning makes it clear that there's a downside to this convenience. Beyond the risk that your TV manufacturer and app developers may be listening and watching you, that television can also be a gateway for hackers to come into your home.
The FBI's solution to this modern problem? An old-school answer. Just put a piece of tape over the camera if you can't disable it otherwise. But the privacy concerns with smart TVs don't stop there, according to one expert.
Privacy concerns are not simply the microphones and the cameras, but also the monitoring of your activities, what you're watching. And smart TVs for a long time have been sending disinformation back to the manufacturers that they use for marketing purposes that they sell to other organizations.
For some consumers, it's a problem.
Why would I pay for a service, a TV, and then they get something from me? There's no give and take.
But for others, it's not.
Do we have to go with the smart TV? No. But am I scared? No. I have a smartphone. I have an iPhone. I'm pretty sure they hear what I say anyway.
So this holiday season, be sure you know what you're buying. For Annenberg Media, I'm Waylon Cunningham.
Interesting about smart TVs. I know I was back home over the break using my smartphone to shop where it was kind of cold.
Yeah, it was really cold back home. I was expecting to go back to warm weather, but it's kind of cold again here.
It's cold here. Sarah, will it stay that way?
Hey guys, it's super chilly here in LA. We're seeing freezing conditions, well, at least for Angelinos. Looking at current forecasts today at USC, we have 66 degrees, but don't let that fool you. The clouds are making it seem so much colder. Looking into the Inland Empire, where the National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning starting from all day tomorrow to the end of the day tomorrow. San Bernardino, we have 59, Riverside is 61, Big Bear is 41, and Palm Springs, we have 60. Coming over into the valley, where conditions stay at 50 degrees throughout. We have 58 in Thousand Oaks, 59 in Malibu, 58 in Northridge, and 56 in San Fernando. And then coming back to USC, conditions stay pretty cool. Looking at 60 tomorrow 60 at LAX, 61 at Long Beach, Pasadena is 59, Pomona is 58, and Anaheim is 63 degrees. Coming into our 5-day forecast where conditions stay pretty cool. Tomorrow it's going to be super rainy with 60 degrees. Thursday we have 63, Friday 65, moving on over into Saturday with 64, and Sunday we're going to see a little bit of rain at 66. Thank you guys, it's been great. Back to you at the desk.
Charitable donations often kick into high gear on this Giving Tuesday, coming on the heels of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. For the USC Dornsife Office of Annual Giving, today is a day to ask alumni, family, and friends to support the school's dedication to providing scholarships, funding research, and financing community projects.
USC Dornsife is the academic heart of the university. It provides resources and academic services basically to the largest amount of students here.
Giving a gift to a part of USC like Dornsife is really beneficial because we know it goes directly to help our students, our faculty, our fellows, parts of the community that are truly making an impact in society.
To join the 3.6 million Americans giving to their favorite charity today, visit givingtuesday.org.
I know you guys are ready to talk sports, aren't you?
Oh, I'm always ready to talk sports. What's going on, Jordan?
The uncertainty around Clay Helton's job continues. Another season of college football is coming to a close, but the madness is nowhere near over. Michael Pittman Jr.'s hard work on and off the field has paid off as he just received a national award. More on this to come after the break.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear. Because for 75 years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
USC senior wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. was awarded yesterday with the Pop Warner National College Football Award. The award recognizes a graduating senior or grad student who's excelled on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. Pop Warner is the nation's oldest youth football organization, and the Little Scholars Program requires participants to perform well in the classroom before being allowed to play on the field. Pittman Jr. is also one of 3 finalists for the Biletnikoff Award given to the season's most outstanding receiver. The winner will be announced on December 12th at the Home Depot College Football Awards. Yesterday, USC landed 3-star offensive tackle Casey Collier out of Baytown, Texas. His commitment moved USC 2020 recruiting class from 76th to 67th in the country. Yesterday, Collier tweeted, "I will be signing with USC."
So, Jordan, Helton's recruiting. What do you think this means for his job?
You know, coaches that are on the out usually aren't recruiting, so maybe he knows something that we don't know here at USC, but I'm not sure. I think I want him out. I think it's time for him to go.
You want him out?
We need a new coach. We need a change of the guard, someone fresh.
You know, I think he's putting his head down, he's grinding, he's getting to work, and he's trying to save his job. You know, I don't think he knows if he's here, if he's gone. So I think he's trying to build relationships, keep them good with our president, Carol Folt, and athletic director, Mike Bone. And I think he's trying to keep his job.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Kind of like the college football playoffs. Trojan fans are anxiously awaiting a decision on Clay Helton, but nothing's for sure. The countdown to college football playoffs is on. It's do or die for teams trying for a spot in the playoffs. Right now, there's 4 teams in and a few to watch ahead of conference championships this weekend. But one thing seems certain, Bama's out. Whether it was the questionable call right before halftime that set Auburn up for a field goal, Alabama's Joseph Bulovas missing the game-tying field goal in the fourth, or Gus Malzahn's wild play calling that drew Bama's substitution penalty at the most pivotal point of the game, the Crimson Tide are a 2-loss team. For the first time since the playoff system started in 2014, Bama won't be in the playoffs. With Bama out, the top 4 are the same. Ohio State at 1, LSU 2, Clemson's 3, and Georgia is 4. Utah and Oklahoma are trying to sneak their way in at 5 and 6. So Jordan, what do you think about these rankings?
You know, I think it makes sense. I think Utah has a lot of work to do, even if they beat Oregon. I feel like the committee's going to want Oklahoma in there because it's the name brand. You have Jalen Hurts. You have Lincoln Riley. There's a lot more. And Pac-12 has not done that great in college football play. If you look at what Washington's done, hasn't been great, but we'll see.
Yeah, you know, Clemson and Ohio State should skate to the playoffs, so all eyes are on Georgia LSU for the SEC. If Georgia wins, both teams are in, and LSU may drop to 3 with Georgia at 4. A Tiger win would kick the Bulldogs out of the playoffs with their second loss on the season. It's unlikely that Utah will make the top 4 even if the Utes beat Oregon for the Pac-12 title. If Georgia loses and Oklahoma wins, the committee might put Oklahoma in at the 4 spot over Utah. The Sooners have had a harder schedule than the Utes and more quality wins against more ranked teams. Utah and Oklahoma have, however, had similar losses on the road. There's also playoff potential for Baylor if they beat Oklahoma this weekend, but all this madness will change come this weekend, and only time can tell who's in and who's out. Jordan?
Jordan, tell us about Monday Night Football. It was a game back and forth between the Seahawks and Vikings, right?
It was a great game. The Seahawks came out on top and they take control of the NFC West. Now,
they're down in 5. Wilson's going to go deep, wide open, and into the hands of David Moore.
The Vikings loss, which brought quarterback Kirk Cousins to 0-8 on Monday night, saw Rams fans rejoice as they're now just one game back from a wild card spot. The remainder of LA's schedule will make or break their season as dates with Seattle, Dallas, and San Francisco lie ahead. Now, the Lakers and Clippers are both in action tonight as the Lakers are in Denver to take on the Nuggets, and the Clippers are at home to face off against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. LeBron and the Lake Show look to bounce back from Sunday's loss to the Mavericks, but in Denver, that victory will not come easy. The Nuggets boast one of the league's best defenses, ranking first in points allowed, third in opponents' field goal percentage, and their home record ranks top 5 in the conference. The Clippers matched their season high on Sunday with 150 points and take on a Portland team tonight that has found new life with Carmelo Anthony, who was just named the Western Conference Player of the Week for the first time since March 2014. The Lakers tip off right after the show at 6 p.m. and the Clippers start at 7 at Staples Center.
When we come back, we'll have ATVN highlights from the fall semester.
And we gathered with some of the most memorable moments at USC from this decade. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
My parents weren't fluent in English, so in school, I had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
You may have noticed hashtag Tweets of the Decade trending on Twitter this week, where people are sharing their favorite tweets from the 2010s. We're taking this hashtag local and giving you USC of the Decade. Max Nikias was named USC's 11th president to kick off the decade.
Then in 2013, the USC Engelman Student Health Center and the Iovine and Young Academy both opened. A couple years later, our home, Wallace Annenberg Hall, opened its doors.
In 2016, the Neighborhood Academic Initiative celebrated its 25th anniversary. And then the scandals began. In 2017, the USC Medical School Dean scandal broke, and Engelman gynecologist George Tyndall left USC. And the next year, the Varsity Blues scandal broke.
Which brings us to this year, when President Carol Folt was named USC's 12th president. Tonight marks the last Tuesday newscast of the decade. It's so sad.
So sad. From wildfires to school shootings, we've covered a lot of hard stories. Check out a few of the best moments we captured this year.
We came down here to look at a different fire, and as we were preparing for that, this one right behind me just broke out.
Some of the houses up here, their multi-million-dollar homes have been completely devastated.
It's completely shut down as firefighters continue to put out the last remaining flames of this deadly fire.
I'm here at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, where the easy fire has been scorching Simi Valley.
West LA Animal Shelter is taking in cats, dogs, and even rabbits.
Today, Americans got to hear for themselves from two witnesses in the impeachment inquiry.
2020 presidential candidates came to Los Angeles to show their support for union workers in the service industry.
Thank labor for that 5-day work week.
I'm the candidate who has by far the greatest history of fighting climate change over the last 10 years.
I'm here in downtown LA where hundreds of people are waiting for 2020 presidential candidate Andrew Yang.
2 students have been killed and 4 injured at a shooting at a Santa Clarita High School.
Then I saw my sister running saying, "Go, go, go, there's a shooter on campus, you need to leave."
I can't process what's happened.
I sat down with one of the parents involved in the local Moms and Dads group to find out more about how parents can support the students.
And we were here for the kids to let them know that they have local parents around the corner that are here to help them.
I'm here at LAX at the airport's new parking lot for Ubers, Lyfts, and taxis.
Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill today that would allow college athletes to sign agents and make money.
The NCAA has unanimously voted to allow college athletes to be compensated for the use of their name, image, and likeness.
Starts with a standard that represents USC. Everybody working together through an alignment of competitive spirit.
I'm here at the 2019 Team USA Awards at Universal Studios.
Conquest is heating up. This place is crazy.
Lowell Cafe is the only place you can get cannabis and coffee at your seat.
3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas.
That was so cute, guys. This is so sad.
This is so sad. It was a really great semester.
Great semester.
Really some really good stories that we covered.
Favorite memory, really quick?
Just honestly anchoring with you guys.
Yes.
For real.
That was a great story, Sarah.
That was a great story.
I loved the little cat and dog story after the fire. Loved it, the cutest thing.
Nice.
Well, thanks for watching Annenberg TV News from everyone at Annenberg Media. I'm Robby Aronson.
And I'm Jamia Pugh. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night and Merry Christmas. Get it.